I don't have much, but I got a couple new things this time. I have some more stuff on the way that should get here tomorrow, but I got another Finch Runtley, their new colorway. This one's the pumpkin green with the black blade and all the black accents. Fun little.
What the hell is pumpkin green?
So yeah, that was my first thought, was why are they calling it pumpkin? But if you think about it, like, I don't know, my wife every fall gets a ton of pumpkins. And if you go to pumpkin patches, there's like orange is what you think of when you think pumpkin, but there's like gourds that are pumpkins that are this color green. Anyway, my other one is the yellow belly version, yellow G10, and this one's in a new steel. That one's N690, this one's 154 CM. So it's different enough, and they sent it to me just to have another one, which is pretty proud of them. And then I've also got, it's close. I also have the Biblio. Giant Mouse sent this because in my review of the Grand, I mentioned that I had gotten a Biblio before, and the detent was so bad that I immediately resold it. And so they sent this to me basically just to prove that their new batch of knives is better. And it is. It's way better. So I'm in the process of reviewing this one as well. But
you get all these people sending you shit, man.
It's not what you know, Alex. It's who you know.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, those are, I think, my only two new acquisitions. I put new scales on my Para 3 since we last filmed, so it's wearing the Strider Co. scales. I think I mentioned I had them on the way last time.
I was just thinking to myself, it would have been nice if that same thing happened to Tom with his Hinder. He didn't give you a free knife, though, did he? He said, change the title.
Yeah, he goes, change the title. Oh, he didn't even tell me to change the title. He told my boss to change the title.
Yeah, it's a little different than the reaction I got from Giant Mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, hey, can you tell your peon to, fix that shit he's got going on YouTube there. I'm not happy. And I'm Rick Hinder.
And he's 5'5".
He actually always puts nice comments on my pictures of the Hinders on my Instagram.
He actually is a really nice guy, it seems like.
He just likes me. Is he?
I don't know. The one time I met him in person, he seemed pretty pleasant.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Blue G10.
Is that Synapse?
Yes. Or end-cut carbon fiber.
End-cut carbon fiber.
Yep. For sure.
I like this blue. This blue looks really cool.
The blue does look very nice, though.
Yeah. End-cut carbon fiber is just one of my favorite materials.
And it came with these brown micarta ones, which were kind of cool.
So you got all those different scale options with it?
Hmm. Well, actually, he sent me these for free. I didn't even buy these. He just tossed them in there for me. The blue ones. The end cut ones, he sent me a set, and I bought a set. So I think he sent me an extra set just either for the hell of it or because he thought he didn't send me a set, or I don't know. So I got two sets of carbon fiber. Unless one's orange and one's... Because I know he's got red and one other color, but I think they're the same.
That's from
There's one red that
Vero Engineering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
His new
it's a cool knife.
Front flipper looks awesome.
I'm not sure I've seen that one.
Yeah, I mean, the Axion.
I don't think I've seen that.
That's kind of cool.
Got a couple in the works. He's got that front flipper warning thing, and then he's got there's an integral he's working on that's kind of a clip point.
Yeah, I saw that.
They all look cool.
I actually like that integral the best out of all of those new models.
Totally.
I don't know. I mean, so this carbon fiber does look pretty cool. It almost looks like wood, is what it looks like.
It kind of does.
So interesting.
Is it easy to swap those out? Is it just a couple screws over top of like a liner?
Yeah, I'm doing it while we're talking. It's just 3 screws.
Well, that's easy.
Yeah.
Is the clip side that easy? Because it doesn't the clip screw internally?
Well, we'll find out. I don't fucking know. I've never taken this thing apart before. But I figured, hey, let's take these micarta ones off while we're doing the sharp talk.
There you go. Yeah, I've got a Synapse loaner on the way to check out.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know what? Okay, so this knife, since we're on the subject, might as well chat about it a little bit. So I think it's a great knife, and I really like the design that Joseph is doing. Like he designs them very nicely. He's using Best Tech, and a lot of times Joe will say that Best Tech, is on par with Riot. I've heard him say that so many times. And sorry, Joe. No, they're not. This is a really nice knife, but if Riot made this would have been way better. Not way better as in like the knife is not nicely made, but it would have been way tighter, like the tolerances and the pivot. You guys saw that meme I made, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a picture of this knife. You saw how much space is in between that pivot area. And it's almost to the point, well, it's not almost. You can really see all the way through into the balls. You can actually see the steel balls and see light on it. Which is like, man, dude, and it doesn't hurt the knife. Like, it doesn't hurt the function of it. But it's like, what a kick in the ass, man. Like, really?
Paul says it's a Mr. Potato Head knife.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Best Tech is getting there. Like, the first Best Tech I owned, I remember being really unimpressed with. And then I got one of the Adam Purvis progenies. I got the Knife Nuts, the first run that they did.
Mm-hmm. That was a cool knife.
Yeah, that knife was really well made. I was, frankly, really impressed with Best Tech on that build. And then I've seen a few since that I've thought they're nice, but I agree with you. I don't think they're quite Riat nice yet. If they get there, great. But
they got a lot of work to do before they get to Riat.
Yeah.
Look, there's no way I'm buying a Best Tech after knowing what their heat treat's like.
What's their heat treat like?
Now I don't know. 6 months ago,
baby soft.
I wouldn't touch one of their things.
Interesting.
M390 or other stuff, Gerald?
What'd you say?
Just M390 or other stuff too?
That and their S35VN.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Maybe they've gotten better.
So,
Gerald, did you get anything new? Even though I could probably answer that for you.
I think the only thing I got new since the last one was that little K390 Ladybug I won.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
So.
That's a cool little pickup. Are you going to use it?
Yeah, I already sharpened it.
Really?
Yeah, it came up really good.
Awesome.
And quick, too.
I'm sure it doesn't take long on a little knife like that.
Yeah, but it's still kind of, you would think little knife better geometry now. It's if I had to guess, it's probably somewhere between 15 and 20 thousandths, but it took like 4 passes per side to sharpen, and I was
Really?
done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Paul says, didn't Gerald get a Yo Jumbo?
No.
I didn't think so. The Yo Jumbo didn't seem like something you'd buy.
If I did, before I even did anything with it, I would cut it down to the size it should be.
Which is a Yo Jumbo.
Have you guys seen the mods that BJ's been doing to the Yo Jumbo?
Yeah.
Incredibly good looking.
Yeah, I was impressed.
I haven't actually seen it myself.
I was texting him.
What's he doing? Chopping?
He's making the handles like skinny, and I think he's changing the profile of the blade a little bit.
Yeah. Cool.
He did the first one. He said he got like a half dozen more orders for it as soon as he posted that picture of the first one he did, which is awesome.
Nice. Nice.
You know what? I wasn't gonna buy any more knives. Like I had no knives like on the horizon that I wanted. And then I remembered the St. Nick's native drop, and I was like, well, I like the native. I like 4V. I like red. Well, I'll try and get it. There was only like 600 pieces of them, and I did get it on one of those. They're for $125.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, damn good deal, and they sold out in like 2.5 minutes.
Yep.
So to answer your question from prior about the scales, no, I had to take it apart because there's a screw right in there.
Figured.
Called it.
Stupid. I mean, it's stupid. It's cool, but the whole knife had to come apart. I thought it was going to be kind of like the TRM deal where you could just swap it out easy, you know? But I guess I'm just being a little bitch.
I did buy that Sig P365 XL as well, even though it's a non-knife purchase.
Dope.
But it's a very nice gun.
A what?
Sig P365 XL.
If that was on roster,
Oh.
yeah, if I get that in California, I have one. But they are not on roster, which is stupid.
They are not.
Yeah, you guys have like 11 choices out there, and that's it. I mean, come on.
I got the pistols I like. No big deal for me.
Yeah, this is my only Sig, and it is my favorite gun that I own.
I'm really liking mine. It's a little heavy with all the rounds in it compared to what I was carrying, but it's very, very nice.
Does that run 13 plus 1?
No, it's 12 plus 1, or you can get a 15. I do have a 15 round mag for it.
Nice.
But I've just been running the 12s for right now. I'll probably run like the 15s in the winter when it's a little bit easier to carry or conceal that extra inch sticking off the side.
Yeah, when you're in a coat.
That's
Let's see here. Do we have a topic?
Yes.
Oh, we do.
Yes, we do. Why are Tom's hands so small still?
Son of a bitch.
It's been over a year. He has not grown at all.
Yeah, Tom, I thought you were getting a corrective surgery for that.
I thought so too. Turns out it only worked on my one hand. Look. Yeah. Just one. Just one.
Just one.
It's like, so, like, one of my coworkers has been, like, on this Family Guy, like, scenes kick, and the one was Peter wants to get his penis enlarged, and he goes to the doctor, and he goes, I want it to hang down to my knees, and he walks out of, like, the doctor's office, and he's, like, his legs are real short, he goes, they moved my knees. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, just make the rest of your body smaller, and then you'll be proportionate.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, we're just gonna have to wait till, like, we meet at, like, Blade Show next year or something, because my hands aren't that fucking small. I mean, they're kind of small, but they're proportionate to the rest of me.
So that gives you a year that every night you can put a bunch of books on your hands while you go to sleep to try to, like, flatten them out, make them bigger a little bit. So that by the time we get to Blade Show next year, they're actually, like, regular man size.
No, I'll just have freakishly long fingers at that point.
Yeah, you'll have some really cool fingers. You could pick locks with it. You could open doors. Was I supposed to have a topic?
I don't know. I mean, are we ever prepared?
Okay, good. No,
Yeah. I
we don't
think
do
so.
that no more, man.
No, we don't. See, I get shit every week from Paul that if we miss an episode, he's like, "Yeah, great podcast today, guys."
Well, Paul, disappointing you again, buddy. What can we do?
Paul, do you have a
All right.
topic?
No, seriously. How many people are in the chat right now?
Shows we got 4 right now.
I still need
4.
to add that.
We got
Oh, this is stupid. That's how they do this pivot. Okay, this is dumb. Wait. I got a topic for you right now.
Mm-hmm.
So this very industry, more interesting things from the pivot. Now whoa, make sure I don't lose stuff there. You can perhaps this. Oh man, I hope you guys can get it. So it's a little disc, and you can thread it like loose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a little pivot washer or bushing, kind of like a CRK. Okay. There's nothing to adjust it on that, only on the other side.
Okay.
So you don't have any freaking way of centering your blade unless you take it apart, spin this manually, put it back, and so on and so forth.
That's kind of dumb.
Yes. That's genius. Thanks, Best Tech. I hope that's your design.
No, it was probably a Vero thing.
Continue.
Paul said, "Who is selling what? Is
Well,
anybody trading anything?"
I'm selling a 125V Cherbakov Ruski in full titanium with polished purple colors and purple clip and purple backspacer.
I think I'm gonna sell my 940-2001, the titanium one.
Why? Since you can't get the blue one?
Yeah, because the blue one is so fucking limited. I was very
Why don't
disappointed.
you talk to Zach?
I've already seen plenty of people out there with them.
Are you serious?
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck it. I'll just sell this.
Seen-
I'm out. I don't want to do that anymore.
I'm going to sell my Hogue Deca
Already?
and my Yojimbo 2 and I think my Olamic Wayfarer. Not because I want to, but because I need to recoup some of the funds that I spent this week on other knives that are now inbound.
I feel that. Been there.
Probably more, but that's where I'm going to start.
I'm going to be selling more stuff too because I got a $1,400 custom coming.
Jeez.
I'm not working, so I got to move stuff. It's pretty close to finish too.
Do you have any news about that or details, or are you keeping it a secret till it comes in?
It's by a maker named Kurt American. Is no? No?
I don't think I've heard the name.
Yeah. It's a custom knife. We're gonna do a hamon on the blade, and we're gonna do some Westinghouse micarta with Westinghouse pivot colors. And he's doing his very first bolster lock. So we'll see how that comes out.
Interesting. I bet that'll be a good looking knife.
I think so too. It kind of looks like, if you guys are familiar with the KD Knives Arson, kind of looks like one of those. Maybe not. I don't know.
What was his name again? Let me look at his Insta.
Who?
Kurt American?
Yeah.
Oh, Kurkin? MERRIKEN, I
I got
think
it.
it is. think he's from like Gerald's area, Gerald's Hood.
Gerald's Hood.
Yeah, I think he's from Florida.
It does look very good. He looks like he makes some really nice stuff.
So like, yeah, he's not like as well known as the other out there now, but he's very promising, and there's some very high-end, very well-known collectors that have been starting to order pieces from him too. So he approached me a while ago. He said, hey, you got a really nice collection. I'd love to build a knife. I'm like, okay. Let me see if there's a model that I like that you make. So I ended up picking the model, and yeah, it should come out cool. It's not going to be exactly like anything he's done before, because again, he's doing like a bolster lock and pivot collars, like some weird, little different stuff. So it should look cool, hopefully. I think so.
Paul says, anybody getting into any new hobbies? Advanced Knife Bros getting into air rifles.
Yeah, I know.
He's made me want one.
I sell them. I sell them
this.
daily.
Tom's into the hobby of trying to grow his hands.
I am. It's not working yet. I haven't figured out how.
With no
Ever since
success.
I got back from my camping trip, I've been wanting to do more fishing, but
you look so Amish in that picture. It was that hat, man.
my fishing hat.
Like, have you ever seen the movie? What's that movie where the guy goes bowling? God, with Bill Murray and Kingpin.
Oh yeah.
You look like the guy from Kingpin, man. You with that hat.
Someone's got to make a side by side.
Yeah. Well, I've been making memes lately, so.
There you go. You're the guy.
I'm not really getting any new hobbies, but I'm getting back into old hobbies. I used to golf a whole lot, and I've been doing that a whole lot lately.
You still talk?
What was that?
You still fishing?
Not quite as much right now. It's like I have to pick if I want to golf my days off or fish, and it's been a lot of golf right now. I was getting prepared for a trip down to North Carolina from not this past week, but the week before. So I was golfing pretty hard just to try and get ready for that trip. And now that trip's over, I might I don't know, might get back to a little bit more fishing. Plus, it's been hot as balls here.
That's cool.
Like 90 plus every day.
Same here.
Yeah.
Yep. It's hot here too.
Ridiculous.
I'm sweating right now. So that's cool.
Paul says y'all should start gaming. It's COVID approved. I do. I mean, I play. I just don't have as much time. I play it a lot more in the winter when there's not things I can do outside. I'd rather be outside.
Sometimes I
while
play.
The weather's nice.
Sometimes I play Call of Duty.
Same. That's probably the game I play the most.
When I worked an office job, I was pretty into playing the Call of Duty mobile because when I was a teenager, I played a lot of actual Call of Duty. But these days, I have an Xbox, and it's very, very rare for me to sit down and play it because the games I want to play are violent, and I've got a 5-year-old. And it's rare that I have the time and space to just sit and enjoy a video game.
Yeah, absolutely.
What you mean, Jelly Bean? I understand, Rubber Band.
That's what I've never heard. So get this. So the other night, I was putting together. So this 15-round mag for that P365. It comes with 2 base plates. One's for a 365. One's for a 365 XL. So I had to put the one for the XL on that mag. So I slide the base plate off and everything. And, the spring is pushing on it while I'm trying to slide the base plate, the correct base plate on. So I kind of get it on there, and it looks good and everything. And I start loading up rounds into it. And these mags are like extremely tight down towards the bottom. So like your last like 5 or 6 rounds are really difficult to get in there. And I'm like pushing, and I finally get the last one in. And I go to put it back up in the gun because everything's so tight in there, you kind of have to slap the mag a little bit. And I slap it, and the base plate wasn't seated correctly. And the base plate comes flying off, and all of those rounds I just spent like 10 minutes trying to load because they were so difficult just came flying out the bottom.
Wow.
I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm just going to put it back in the box. I'm going to take it into work, and I'll have somebody else do it.
Jeez.
Dude, why don't you just get one of those mag loaders?
I should. I honestly should.
Like the La Blula?
Yep.
Or mag?
Yeah, you know how much faster that is than doing it by hand?
I know.
That's what they use.
I was pissed. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, Paul gets it. Like, the first, 5 or 6 mags I ran through this, it was terrible. And as I've shot it, the spring's loosening up a little bit, and it's a lot easier.
When I first bought my Ruger PC carbine, it was only a little bit before the California had that mag apocalypse where we were able to buy any capacity magazines for like a week. And so I got a bunch of Glock big sticks, the big 33 rounders. And those, the first time out of the packaging, it was so rough getting all 33 in them. And the more that I've shot them, the easier and easier they've been to load, and they function better now too. But yeah, they were super stiff with those big long springs in them.
Oh yeah.
And it was a chore getting I think I bought 8 of them and getting them all loaded up. I was doing some loading for too long.
And your fingers start to get numb trying to push that hard.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It looks good, Alex. I like that.
Yeah, I think it looks better.
I kind of like the blue. You should have blue on one side, black on the other.
Kind of thought about that doing that too, but it's actually got better action now that I messed with it. Huh, that's cool. Yeah, it didn't drop like that before.
He does make some really good looking knives, to be honest.
I love his design, man. I think I like the way he does his flipper tab too.
Yeah.
That's really cool, and the way that the bolster is all squared up and everything, the way you could see just a little bit amount of blade, but that line just follows nicely.
Yep.
This is a really nicely designed knife, and I love his pocket clip. I think that is the coolest pocket clip ever. It works so good, and it's really nicely milled. Now, not everybody likes it. Dirk hates this pocket clip.
Really?
This is gets pokes his hand a little bit or something about it. And everybody's got different size hands. I mean, Dirk also rocks huge knives. This is a small knife. So, but it's cool. I mean, it's the first knife I've ever seen where somebody sets it up for a Spidey flick on one side only, right?
Yeah.
Because you see on this side, there's nothing.
I never noticed that. Wow.
So that's why.
How could you never notice?
I don't know. I just didn't really pay that much attention.
Yeah, his other.
I don't either, but that was the first thing I noticed when I saw his work ever.
Well, I saw it and I'm like, oh, cool. He's got a little fuller in there, and I didn't realize it was only on one side.
Yeah. So it's a cool knife. I mean, I like it. I did get his little pry bar to go with it, and he was kind enough to sell me a little Timascus clip for it.
Ooh.
So I got that.
I like his pry bar too with the bits in it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the best looking pry bars ever.
That is slick.
And gave me extra O-rings in different colors. It says Vero in there. Look how the pocket clip's mounted with one screw. It's nice and clean. And you can see it's just kind of.
Ooh, it's actually sat down into the titanium.
Yep, it's inset in there, just like on the knife. It's the same thing. So it's kind of cool.
Very nice.
So that's Vero, and he does give you also a total of 5 bits with this thing. So you get 5 bits, not just the 2 that are in there. So you can change them around. And so yeah, not a bad best. It's a best tech.
Look at you buying Chinese knives.
Yeah, I told you I was going to start buying a few. How can I talk about them if I don't own a few, right? Like
Hey, you're not wrong there.
Right? So, best tech, this is my first one that I've ever handled. And it's okay. It's okay. You know?
Yeah.
350 bucks.
Is that how much it runs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little high, but it's a nice knife. I think the design makes and the way that it looks, I think, is worth the money because it has like the nice materials on it. I just, like I said, I wish it was made by Riot. That's just me.
A Riot build was, if you could do that, would probably be about the same price, maybe a touch more, and it would be a lot nicer.
More. I think it would be. I think this would probably be like an extra $100 minimum for the exact same thing.
Probably $400 to $450.
Say 450, 500. Riot. They're expensive, man. That's why people like.
They can be.
Yeah, they are.
What about Matt Diskin? And his Riot build that was like $375. It was an integral.
That's true. That's true.
I think it depends what the maker wants to charge for it.
There was nothing to that knife. It was just an integral frame, titanium frame with a blade. Like there was not like anything intricate about the lock or anything at all. It was
it looked so good.
But it did look good. I mean, you saw I reviewed one. I liked it. Yeah. I thought it was cool. It had a lot of blade for handle, like a lot of blade for handle ratio.
See, I like that.
Me too.
I don't care about that.
Like, it doesn't stop me from buying a knife, but I like it.
And then it came with this pouch too. Look at that.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Did they give you scales to swap out for the pouch too?
No.
On the picture?
No. No.
Different patches for each color.
Pretty much. Hold on one second.
All right.
So that's one thing I got. I also got this little neck knife. I actually really like it. It's you guys know who TJ Fisher is, the custom knife maker?
Name sounds familiar.
There's Todd Fisher. There's what's his brother, Frank Fisher?
Yep.
Right, Dr. Franke's. Like everybody loves those guys. So this is actually Todd Fisher Jr.'s apprentice's knife, and then Todd kind of like finished up. She did all the bevels and stuff like that, and then Todd like sharpened it, stonewashed it, and did some stuff. And then they initialed it. They sold it for like $80.
Oh wow!
So I've never owned a neck knife, and it's a knife by somebody who's a really well-known custom knife maker. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy them and carry them often and use them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of neat. I've rocked this thing around my neck a couple times, and it's my first experience with it, and I kind of like it. It's got like a three finger grip.
What's the steel on that?
I think it's CPM 154.
Nice.
Pretty sure. So yeah, I got that.
Paul said we need to put together a Wii/Riot knife list for you.
Nah.
He says you need to try a Wii Deacon.
Don't waste your time too much. I mean, if you guys want to send them out as loaners, then yeah. But I'm not gonna be buying much of that stuff. I'm just kind of.
I can't, buddy. All the ones I had were loaners. I don't own any of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't particularly want that stuff. Tom's just telling people I want to buy more Chinese knives.
Yeah.
Oh, and wait, before I forget, I did get something else new. Alex sent me a whole bunch of parts.
Oh yeah,
And I took a bunch of parts I had,
that's the S110 Frankenstein.
yes, and made another one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually like the burl better with the satin
yeah, that looks good.
than the black.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Paul said he's selling his Wii SNES Mini Buster and his Progeny V2 if you want them.
The Mini Buster is tempting. What is he? Nah.
You know his
I gotta-
handle. You can always DM him later.
Yeah. No, because I'm trying to sell stuff, so I can figure out my custom. I can't get into
But
it.
isn't that the story of you? You're always trying to sell stuff, but you're still buying more stuff anyway, and then
Yeah.
you sell more stuff because you bought more stuff.
Exactly.
That's what Jake's doing right now.
Yep.
This one's actually really cool. This one's a loaner from Dirk, and it's a Kramer custom. It's got this really crazy Tonto recurve blade, which has this really intricate like thumb ramp thing going on right here. And you know, it actually is really, really, really comfortable.
I can
This
see
is a
that.
really cool knife. Very, very cool. I guess he bought it at some show like a few years back. It was one of his first customs. And what a cool knife. I mean, it is sharp as a razor. You know, good old USA made. We all love that. Look, those bolsters are nicely machined. Liner lock. I guess this is considered a liner lock. It's got a bolster though, but very cool.
Looks really nice. I feel like
Yeah,
the tip looks a little bit like droopy with that blade shape.
Yeah.
The way it hangs
Well,
down a little bit.
It's not particularly the type of blades that, not my kind of blade shape, but I could see that this thing would cut like a mofo. This would be a great cutter.
Yeah.
And the action, the way the lock and everything feels, this feels really, really good. This is a really nice knife. It's simple when you look at it, but when you feel it, flick it and everything, like the smoothness is so, wow, impressive. What else? Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, how can you forget? Oh my God, yes. Look at that skull on the handle.
My God, that's so bad.
Don't you ever, ever, ever yap at me.
It's so bad. The cheater.
Yeah, and this fucking thing already cut me the first day I got that. It was right there, man. It got like the tip of my finger or something. It's just, yeah. It like
How are
really
the-
was gonna.
How are the finger grooves for you?
A little tight. Not bad.
So it fit me perfect?
Yeah, I wouldn't
You'd
say
have extra room.
perfect, but
Okay.
yeah, but it's not an uncomfortable handle. I won't say that it's that, but it's not exactly the right fit for my hand. Yeah, this is gonna get a fun video.
I want to see a Gerald skinny mod on that.
I don't know, Gerald.
Oh, speaking of skinny mods, I got some coming up on some stuff that I don't think people would expect.
It's
Really?
actually not even that thick, guys. Look, it's like a gas station knife. Come on.
That is so...
Yeah, thicker on one side than the other.
Yeah, it's just two pieces of stainless steel.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I might have to send it to Gerald after I've stuck it in a tree a few times. But
Oh, we're gonna edge retention that sucker?
oh, we could toughness test it, edge retention. Dude, you know what? I could send it to you for edge retention test. That'd be fun.
And then send it,
Yeah.
and then send it to Steve so he can pry pellets apart with it.
It's 440A.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah.
30 feet. Calling it now.
Yeah.
You'll probably
30? You're being awful generous, Tom.
Hey, look, you even got the butcher like little pin, that goes through, so you can.
See them hang it up. God, that's so
I
ugly.
am going to say that is more on par with Ozark Trail. It's going to do about 8 feet fine edge.
I bet if you were to sharpen the stainless steel handle scales, you'd get better edge retention. Out of that scale.
Well said. Well said. Well, we'll see what the Magnum does at some point in time. I did get this too.
For somebody who said you didn't buy much, like at the very beginning of the show,
Yeah, they're just coming and coming and coming.
You're just pulling stuff out.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I like that. I think that's my favorite variation of the vintage stuff is the Slippy.
Me too.
It just fits that knife a lot better.
Yeah, it's definitely a very nice design, especially with the walnut and the vintage green on it. Look, the back springs, like the same color.
Ooh.
So it's really cool. I think this is where Hinderer should have started with the vintage series.
Yeah,
Because I
absolutely.
really like the idea, because, if you guys are firearm guys, M1 Grand is probably one of my favorite rifles in history. And, with the walnut stock and the 01 tool steel, I always thought that was so cool, but I just didn't like the knife. But in a slip joint configuration like this, I am all over it. I love this thing.
Do you like the knife overall?
I do. It feels just like my 3-inch. It's, and it's, like with slip joints, you're always scared of closing it on you. But how are you going to close this on yourself when you got like a forward finger coil, right? Like, I mean, you might nip yourself. I don't know, not much. And you got that removable thumb stud if you like. I kept it on because I like it, but you can slide it up and down. So I love this thing. I think it's awesome. Very cool knife.
Namaste says, typical Alex. Nothing new, then proceeds to show 8 new knives and talks about 4 customs in the works.
One custom.
Hey, look, now, this is a slip joint you got to worry about closing on your fingers. Not when you're using it. Just when you're closing it. The spring in this thing is ridiculous. Not to mention, it's like 9 1/4 inches open.
Jesus.
Who makes that one?
It is the Rough Rider Ram's Horn. It's like a gigantic Barlow.
Rough Rider, yes. Dude, there's a lot of people reviewing on those a lot lately. Like
Dude,
Big Red.
look at this thing.
Wow.
Holy shit.
And I mean,
Huge.
I have pretty big hands, and I have handles sticking out on both ends. This is bigger than my F95 and my ADV.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Open.
I mean, I actually have a decently large one with a crazy spring too, but it's not as big as that one. That's the GEC.
Yeah, I
Beaver
like
tail.
that.
Yeah, but this one has the liner lock. That little
That's
tab.
super cool. So, does it still have a back spring?
It does.
What
It
the
does.
fuck?
It has a very strong back spring, by the
Slip
way.
joint with a little lock tab.
Yep, that's pretty much all they did. It's a slip joint with a little liner lock, and it sticks. So like when you when you close this thing, like you usually press the liner and the blade will drop for most knives. This thing you have to like push the thing out and kind of carefully unlock it. I don't know. It's kind of scary.
At least it's got a half stop.
Close. Yeah, I don't know. Even with that half stop, it's kind of a scary one to close.
I like the
think.
shield, the big beaver on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like beaver too, man. So,
Yeah, I like that. It's a sweet knife.
yeah, that was the last new
Different.
thing I got.
Oh wait, like Alex, I got something new.
Cinnamon?
I got Cinnabon Minis. while the podcast was going on.
Jesus.
And I got a Cinnabon knife just ready to cut it.
Have you had that one, Alex?
Which one? This?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an old one. I bought this from Jim Skelton a long time ago. It's an old Zeba
Oh, that's what it was.
Manhattan Special, but this is like the Shinola version.
It looked like the Alliance Designs anchovy for a second.
Yeah. And no, this way precedes that.
Yeah.
This knife. The Shinola was the first of the Manhattan Specials that were like this one. Some of the older ones, you had like the skyline that was engraved in here from New York.
Ooh.
But like because they have those shitty knife laws, this is supposed to be like a New York knife carry. So kind of cool.
Paul called it a CRKT CEO spoof.
The CEO is like 20 times larger than this, though.
Yeah, the CEO is kind of a big knife.
Yeah, the CEO is huge. This thing, like, it's got a relatively, like, just a nice tight 4-finger handle. And then, but the blade-wise thing is like, I don't know, 2.7.
Oh, it is a pretty small one, then.
Yeah, not big at all. So, yeah, that's what I brought out to chat about.
I'm trying to look around and see if I actually have anything new. I have knives laying everywhere right now.
Dude, this is a terrible episode.
It's,
We've gone too far today. We have nothing to talk about.
It might be the worst yet.
It might be. Come on, Jake.
The good news is we can't get worse.
Come on, Jake. Stop combing your beard back there. Get in on this. Bring out some knives.
Controversial knives?
Sure.
I don't know if I have anything that controversial, actually. I've got a bunch of loners now. We can talk about some of those.
Why don't you talk about your favorite knife, the Medford 187?
Yeah, if you've seen that video, you know I adore that Medford.
Yeah, that's a
that
good
was a
one.
fun one. I get a special kick out of doing knife reviews that I know are gonna make some people mad.
Me too,
Yeah,
It's not
actually.
like I
It's kind of
changed what I'm
fun.
gonna say about it. What's that, Tom?
It's kind of fun because you're like, here
Oh,
comes
yeah.
the controversy.
Like I talk about the knife exactly the same way as I would if I was talking to just a buddy, or like it's still an honest
Yeah.
exchange of information from me. But it's so much more fun when I know that some fanboy is gonna get his panties in such a wad that he's gonna have to jump in the comments, and it makes me so happy.
Oh, of course.
Namaste says this episode reflects the current state of the knife market, which is pretty true, actually.
Yep.
It's very
He's
stale right now.
absolutely correct. And, like, in all honesty, I mean, I've still been kind of looking around, but I haven't been shopping as much or keeping up with stuff as much as I usually do.
I used to have,
You know,
The
I've
more
shown up
you
tomorrow.
want, the more you, like, start, spending money you don't want to spend.
yeah, I used to have like whole lists of knives that I was like, all right, once I buy this one's next, and then that one after that, and that one after that. Now I look, I'm like, I hate all of these. Like nothing looks good.
Yeah, I really don't have any plans for anything else. I do have another custom knife being made, which I mentioned on a previous episode. That won't probably be till the end of the year. And I think I have 2 builds going on sometime this year, and then that's all I have. Like usually I have like 6 or 7 different things going on. Yeah, I'm kind of like done. I'm burnt out of custom knives for a while and burnt out of everything, but the stuff that I already said yes, I'm gonna buy it and I'll order it and stuff, I've already put deposits on them. Like I'm gonna finish those up, and I think I'm gonna stick around those $200-$300 range pocket knives for a little while and play with those.
See, I like the $100 to $200 range. That's where I kind of like my knives.
Yeah,
I figured it out.
I like my knives Any price.
I have a
Even-
$200 knife on the way.
Even $31 shipped. $31 shipped.
$31.
So
I think you way overpaid for that.
And I actually already have the clip from DDR knives. So that's going to be good. But
So I did my first order from Blade HQ this week in like probably at least a year and a half. And,
Oh God, you'll be waiting like an extra 8 days for that.
Yeah, so it was shipped on. I bought the PM2 Tanto on Tuesday. That's when it dropped. And then,
that came out?
yeah, they updated it as shipped on Wednesday, and then I had to get on with their customer support because I had accidentally put it with an old office address, and so there's no phone line right now that they answer. So I did the chat thing, and they verified that they updated it to the new address. And I was like, great. And he's like, it's going out today. I was like, cool. And then for like 4 days, tracking just didn't update. It still said label's been created, but nothing else. And then yesterday, it finally started updating, so it'll show up tomorrow. But I get so mad when I order from them and they charge me sales tax and no one else does. It just, it's infuriating that.
Everybody charges sales tax now.
No.
If they're not charging you sales tax, then they're breaking the law.
Well,
So, like, you can't get mad at them if they do, is what I'm saying. Like DLT trading, same thing.
It must be a California
knife-
thing.
so
Huh?
in California last year, it was still, it wasn't law yet. I believe for 2020 it is now, but all of the orders I place at any other retailer this year, I haven't been charged sales tax on. And
Yeah, I
when
was
Blade
gonna
HQ
say the
started-
same thing.
Really? I guess I haven't bought enough this year to notice it.
Maybe it's different. I'm using different retailers, but everybody for the past since like almost a year now has been charging me tax, except for a few here and there. But I can't remember which online store that was.
The last time I ordered from Blade HQ was when I realized they did it, and I specifically looked it up. And I think what they did is they instituted that policy early, but at the time they didn't have to charge me sales tax. And that set because then they're pocketing the difference. What else is happening to that money? And then yeah, they all the orders I've ever placed with them. It's rare for me to get the item quickly, and I don't. It's just it seems to be a headache. But I wanted to try the Tanto so I could at least just check it out. So I just had to suck it up, and it was their exclusive, so it's the only way to get it.
You know
It's
who's
their exclusive?
Yeah, the Tanto is only at Blade HQ.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like sold like.
Nope.
Is that just the right now thing? Or?
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's phrased as being their exclusive
What?
blade shape. Yeah.
And
Which is
S30?
odd. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
S30.
if they had done it in M4, I would have been way more stoked. At S30B, it was like a $200 knife. It's more than I've ever spent. on
What?
It was like
too.
192 something,
Yeah.
I think.
What? It was
After
a,
tax,
Yeah,
it
that's
was
what I
over.
said, dude. That
it's supposed to be a $120 knife, $130
It's
knife.
like $155, and it's 10V, and my favorite PM2 that exists. So to pay $50 more for an S30V one because they did more grinding on it, yeah, I just want to check it out. I'm almost certain I'm going to flip it real quick after reviewing it.
yeah,
mostly
you
'cause I'm
you
already
you
mad at
paid
it.
maximum prices for a Tanto Blade S30V.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Man,
They sold them all, so
the action got so much better now.
That's awesome.
I love that when you take a knife apart and then after, like, you're like, oh man, it's like so much better.
You know who's very quick with shipping? It was St.
River's
Nick's. Oh, River's Edge too.
DLT.
Yeah. A lot of the smaller places are. DLT, Cutlery Shop is
Knife Joy.
quick.
St. Nick's had my tracking number within the hour of me buying it.
Yep.
Well,
No,
yeah,
it
they-
didn't
it's
ship
right.
yet. It shipped the next morning, but still, just having the tracking number that early, I was like, holy shit.
Yep.
Very impressed.
Have you guys seen those new ProTech SNGs that they did with the mirror polished compound grind in
Yes.
Micarta? I got one of those coming.
Oh, Those were so sweet.
Yeah, I wanted to get a ProTech S&G for the last like couple of weeks. I've gotten serious about it. And at first I was looking for one of the operator ones, the all black with the little tritium.
I like
Yes,
that one.
those are dope too.
Yeah, but then I saw that these started launching, and a couple retailers got like one or two. They'd sell out super fast, and I got lucky and found one available.
How much was it?
I paid $450, but
Wow.
that's what the good retailers were charging. I saw one or two that listed them at $550, and we're somehow still selling them.
They're hand ground, right? By Mike Erie.
Yeah, they're hand ground by Mike Erie, and they're mirror polished. And then it's a micarta show scale, and then mother of pearl inlay and the thumb button. So I'm stoked to check that out. It'll be by far the nicest ProTech I've ever handled.
Oh yeah.
How much was it?
$450.
Sure, I already asked that.
Alex isn't here with us.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there flipping that synapse like, wow, it drops shut so good now.
Yeah. I'm giving myself the props though, not the knife.
They're probably all
Master
gone now,
tinkerer.
right?
What's that?
Are they all gone yet? The ProTechs, or does looks like River's Edge
So-
might still have one. Oh no, they're gone.
No, River's Edge is sold. They only got one. I don't know if more retailers will still be getting some. I got mine from a dude on Instagram who I bought actually my Microtech Hellhound Bounty Hunter from. He doesn't have a website or anything. He just sells on Instagram, but he's a legit ProTech and Microtech dealer.
Yeah.
And he's called Silverline Knives. I just happened to get lucky and see he posted he'd gotten two of them. And so he let me pick my number too. I've dealt with him before. So mine's number 35 of 100.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. It's a good thing you got one, because unless you're looking to unload it quick, the price on that's gonna be ridiculous in a couple weeks.
Yep, absolutely.
Paul says he likes your taste in knives, Jake.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, I'm pumped for that one. It'll be the nicest knife I've gotten in a while, and the fact that they're limited too makes it more exciting that I did get one. I know people go they get upset about knives being limited when a lot of people want them, but when you do get one, I feel like, as messed up as it is to say, it makes it way more fun and exciting that
Yeah.
you're in the little club who's got one.
Yeah, that's why I feel bad for the people who aren't really good at computers and stuff. For some of these limited drops, like the St. Nick stuff, because it sells out so fast. So if you're not good at computers, you get screwed.
Me?
Got to learn to play.
Yep, that's like if you have an account at some of these dealers that make it easier to check out, and you have your credit card info saved in your browser when you're doing it, you're in and out within 45 seconds.
Yep.
It's so fast.
Yeah, a lot of it too is learning who to listen to about when stuff is dropping, and then if you can get to be friends with somebody at a retailer and kind of have their scoop of when stuff is coming in, going live, because there's a lot of knives too. Last week I almost bought the new 8020, one of the MGs, and I forget who it was. Was it DLT? Somebody had them in 3V, and I was like, dude, in 3V, I'm so in. I like that way better than the idea of having one in 20 CV. And by the time I got on the site, because I'd seen their post on Instagram, all of the colors and specs that I wanted were gone, and the one that was left just wasn't that appealing to me. But if you've got a buddy who's at DLT or wherever it was, and they can let you know, hey, we're dropping some on the site today at such and such time, and you're not waiting for the Instagram post that everyone else is seeing,
Yep.
then it's much easier to get that kind of stuff.
The River's Edge stuff was awesome, how they released theirs.
Yep.
I really appreciate that.
That PM2, I think, is finally close, because their giveaway right now, they haven't landed yet, but the fact that they're doing a giveaway on one, I think, is pretty evident that they're closer to having them in hand, which should be interesting.
I saw that post the other day. I'm like, when do they expect them? If they're going to be giving one away. I know it just says whenever they come in, but it has to be kind of close.
Yeah, so the issue with that, I don't know if you guys are aware, but the reason why it's gotten pushed back so many times is because Spyderco is having issues with the person they're having do the coding. So they keep sending out all the blades for PVD, and then they're not passing QC. So
Right.
they've had to like go back out for PVD coding several times over now. And every time they do that, it's just another turnaround you're waiting for. So River's Edge is just sitting there waiting.
It really
Yeah.
sucks. But I mean, that's what you get when you're trying to get something that's that unique and something that the company hasn't worked with before,
Yep.
or has very limited experience with it.
Yeah, this run will be much bigger than the Para 3 run too. I think they're, I think it's over 1,200 units if I'm not mistaken. Don't hold me to that,
I think
but
1,200 is the minimum now.
correct. They might have even done.
Yeah,
that
the problem
before.
though is a whole lot more people are going to be looking to get the PM2.
Yeah.
True.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it's harder to get this one than it was the Para 3.
True. They'll launch it more strategically this time though, probably like they did with the Scorpion, because part of the Para 3 issue was the first Spyderco exclusive I was ever going to buy. And I was ready, had logged in all my payment information like the morning before, and I was at work, had it up on my desktop and on my phone, and even like 5 minutes before it was supposed to drop, I was already refreshing in case they went up a couple seconds early or whatever. And then obviously the site crashed. By the time they got it back up and thought it was good, it crashed again. And then it was like, we're going to put them up in little batches. And if you happen to see it, great. If not, like, that's just the way we got to do it. And the first like small batch they tried to put up, the site accidentally allowed more people to purchase them than they even had knives for. So they had to refund a bunch of people. It was craziness, but that was their first time playing that game. So now they've got a much better strategy that worked on the Scorpion, and their web setup and their web guy are much more established
Yeah,
this time.
they're hosting whoever they had hosting their site before. They just couldn't handle
That's
it.
bad. Yeah.
I don't think they were expecting issues like that because I guess they got a hold of like their whoever was hosting their site was, and like they assured them that that could handle that much traffic, and
Right.
it obviously could not.
Yeah. And the people over at Rec are such good dudes. Like they did the best that they could based on the experience that they had, and they were sincerely trying to be fair and balanced about it. But I was salty about it for a while after because I was so set on getting one. It's a hard thing when you miss out on it, and when you were in the right place at the right time, you still don't get one. It's
Yeah.
a bummer.
I only got one because Brian saved a couple for locals, and I sent him a message. I was like, "Hey man, do you have any of these left?" He's like, "Yeah, I was actually saving a few for Ohio guys." I'm like, I'll take one.
Deal.
Deal. And then I sold it for exactly what I paid for it. Which in
Meanwhile, they're going for like $600 now.
oh, in retrospect was a terrible deal, but hey, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Hindsight's 2020.
True to that.
Do you guys see that new Fox Knives Russ Comer
Mm-mm.
Alaska Hunter?
I did not.
Mm-mm.
You want to pull it up, Tom?
I was going to say, did you not make a list of knives for us to make fun of?
I got a good one right here.
Fox Knives, what was it called?
Russ, RUSS space KOMMER Alaska Hunter. It's like if you take a
Oh.
it's a trench knife hunter, man.
Oh, why would... Ugh.
What are they hunting?
People. From the looks of it.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh my
you
god.
You got a trigger hole. Dude, go click on see on the corner where it says Fox Knives Fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Click on that.
Hang on, I'm scrolling through these. What the fuck?
Yeah, I've never been a fan of ringed knives in general.
No.
Oh, come on. Everybody loves the good cock ring.
Ew. There's another one.
Dude, they have like 3 or 4 on the page I'm looking at.
Their kitchen knives look surprisingly okay.
That's it. So
I can't tell what that's supposed to be. The Felon.
the Felon.
What? That's spelled incorrectly. Ew, what is that? Oh my god. They might have the worst fixed blades I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's terrible. Just terrible. Why don't we move
That's
along?
that's an interesting grind here. It looked like it was somebody's first day on the bench grind or the belt grinder.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Some recurve, some belly, a tanto.
It's like 2 swedges.
Yeah, you got a flat here. What the fuck? And they're charging $216 for it.
All right. Next on Blade HQ, look at the QSP Piglet.
Oh, that's a cool looking little thing.
No, but go to all of them because there's different ones. There's one there. Oh, go back. Hold on. You see scroll to the bottom where the last knife on that last row. There you go. Look at that bad boy, Damas steel.
Damn.
With Rafir Noble Moon. Damn. Look at those finger grooves.
That's actually kind of cool. I mean, I would never pay that price for it, but that's kind of cool looking.
I think it's a cool.
What's the price on it?
It's $300.
Oh, yeah, get out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, typical upgrade for a Damas steel blade is usually, well, I don't know. Maybe it says Damascus.
Just says Damascus.
I'm not sure if it's Damas steel or not.
See, when I think of QSP, I think budget brand, right? So,
It is a budget brand.
Right, and if Civivi can offer Damascus at freaking $75,
Hang on. DS93X is Damas steel.
Oh yeah, that is so it is. Yeah, it is Damas steel.
Yeah, the wording's just terrible.
DS93X for sure is Damas steel.
Yep.
And they put the Finland pattern, but that's probably means it's the Vinland pattern.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'd spend $300 on a lot of other knives before I'd spend it on that.
But what's interesting is they've done this with a few models where they have this Damas steel and Rafir Noble combination. The Piglet's not the only one that looks just like this. So they did a few like this in the past, which I thought was kind of cool.
So maybe if in 10 years QSP has become a big household name.
Well, you got people saying that Best Tech is like Riot, and you got people saying Riot's like custom. So I mean, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
I kind of like the G10 one too, with the 2 different colors.
Okay.
How much is that version of the knife in
Like
a more
$40,
vanilla
$42.
configuration? Okay, yeah, that's quite the gap price wise.
Yeah. But they are using legitimate high-end materials, so like that was.
What is the blade steel on this $42 one? Disappointment?
14C28N.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Not bad.
Way better than a lot of the other budget stuff.
Yep.
They even describe it. The QSP Piglet is a chubby little folder with great utility.
So, since we were talking about it before, let's pull up a picture of the Para 2 with the Tanto blade. Let's talk about that.
I keep hearing a lot of people raving about the grinds in person and how well they're done. So I'm hopeful that I'm gonna like it.
I mean, I saw a picture of Levon from Knife Nuts posting a picture of one.
Yeah, he posted one today.
Yeah, and I thought that he got a really good angle that really showed all the grinds, which was kind of cool.
Well, geared toward Gear Sean bought 2 of them and measured his, and they are 24 thousandths on the main bevel and like 30 something thousandths behind the edge on the tip.
Seriously?
Yep.
Ugh. Come on.
Yeah, that's for a hollow grind like that. I feel like you could have made a little more depth happen.
Oh, come on. You see it, you know how thin behind the edge this is?
It's actually pretty thin behind the edge.
Don't even yap at me.
Jesus Christ. We've lost him.
$1,000 knives. Stick yours in a tree.
Tool up or die.
I wonder whatever happened to that guy.
Is he not making knives anymore?
Who? Heater?
Yeah.
Oh, Heater's still making knives. I'm talking about the Yap guy.
Oh.
You must not have tooled up.
I always find it's funny when someone posts in like knife trading and sales feedback or whatever on Facebook with a heater. Just reading the comments of a sale post of a heater always makes me laugh.
Always.
You get so many people who jump in and just like
I'm one of them.
dog it.
Always.
I love it.
Always. Heater Nation.
Yeah, that's a bummer if you're somebody who doesn't know any better and you're just getting into knives and you don't really do the internet and you spend $1,500 on a freaking heater and then you try to off it and you can't even get $500 out of it.
Yeah. That's nice for a week.
$160. That antique copper look. Looks really nice.
Yeah, I thought that was an Elementum.
Well, kinda.
Is that jimping on the back of that?
Yeah. A little bit.
It's kind of wonder why they cut it out right there. Like,
Make it look cool.
I like the antique copper look. That looks cool.
Me too. They do it in carbon fiber as well. The Practic.
Yeah.
That one doesn't do as much for me.
See, I prefer that carbon one. I'm not a big copper fan.
I don't like copper. I like the look of it. I don't like the thought of it, though. The smell and the weight.
Yeah.
They do a brass, too, and that's kind of neat. Pretty similar. I bet that's ground thinner than that PM2. There's a green micarta S35VN Elementum? What?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's
like
their
$80.
exclusive.
Damn. See, this shows you how much I've been paying attention to the knife game.
Well, you're Mr. All USA made now these days.
I don't mean to be, but I am. It just kind of happened. That's actually really good looking.
Look, I'm surprised you don't own one already because that is size for your hand.
Wait, that is really cool.
I bet it would be, honestly. Like, that'd be a really nice little knife. Yeah. Jake's like, fuck.
If only I liked ordering from Blade HQ.
Yeah.
There is one Wii knife I do want to buy. Is the Banter. I want to buy a Banter.
I wish I liked S35VN.
Yeah, that's...
I wish S35VN was a steel that I could complain about.
You don't do enough cutting.
Exactly.
Damn, this makes me want one of these.
If it was at literally...
You don't like S35VN, but you want
I
that.
don't, but it's $80 and it's a good deal.
So that's $80.
Dude, if you bought everything that was a good deal, there's tons of things that are a good deal right now.
Exactly.
Yep. That's really nice.
Come on, what about that Civivi slip joint coming out?
I heard Ferrum Forge is having great deals right now.
Ferrum Forge can suck my left nut. Just the left. Every
I think
time,
the only fair forged knives I've ever owned have been the little mass drop. What was that $100 one, the Gent, and then the Mordax from ProTech, I guess. But
okay, the Mordax is the only design of theirs I've ever liked.
yeah.
Oh, speaking to the CEO, there it is.
Yep. Wow, look at that sod buster in Crimson Peach Seed Jig Bone.
Yeah. Or you got the SHOT Show exclusive Pocket Hunter from Case.
Dude, they have a $200 case knife, Mustang edition.
Oh my god, there it is.
Because
What
I
the
love
hell?
Mustangs. I was like, oh, that's so cool.
That's dumb.
It's just way overpriced. If it was like $100, maybe I'd just buy it.
Is that a micarta scale for like a squid or something?
It is.
Yep. Oh, you mean the giant chunk of micarta that just has like a couple holes put in it?
Yeah, how much is it?
$25.
Oh. More than the knife.
I like the look of a lot of these Case knives, and then I remember that their steel's like garbage.
Yeah. I've bought a few just to kind of experience it, just to see what they were all about, you know?
What do you think of the quality, Alex, of the couple that you bought?
I mean, it's obviously it's a lot of money for like a knife priced like that sometimes, but like, you know, I mean, I get the nostalgia, you know, like the little cool factor on some of them, and some people like to just, I mean, you know what? I would love to meet the guy who wants to collect them all. That's that right there. If any kind of knife collector were to impress me, it'd be the guy that has every single case knife ever made.
I know a lot of people that buy a lot of Case knives.
Yeah, like they want like all the different, you know, cool colors and materials. I just
Hey Tom, I have one of those right now.
Do you really?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Is that a wave opener?
Kinda.
Yeah, but I believe that is going to be discontinued. Whatever stock is out there with that wave opener will be it. It's built well. It's got a pretty good action. I mean, I'm not done testing it, but
Mark's been doing a lot of QSP videos lately.
I like
Squiggly lines.
I like the milling on that titanium. That looks really nice.
it is comfortable.
It looks like a nicely made Reich.
If you took this weird little ramp off of here, I'd love it.
They do offer it that way too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're just not looking at one without it.
There it is. Son of a bitch.
That does look better.
Yep, that's a much better looking knife.
Let's see if you could put your money where your mouth is. Now you have to go hit add to cart and buy now.
Listen, I
You
said
said if it didn't have the ramp, you'd really like it.
I said I'd like it. I didn't say I'd buy it. There's a
I
lot
know
of there's a lot of knives I like, but I don't.
You want
buy
to
them.
buy this one? You want to buy the woodpecker?
No, the only one I really wanted to buy was that.
Piglet?
No, that Cherbakov. That the Toucan
Yeah.
and Van X. That one was sweet.
Yep, you snoozed. I should have bought it.
You should have.
Then you would have been mad at me for like 2 weeks.
Then no, you would have been stuck with the knife that I wasn't gonna buy in the first place.
That's not a knife you'll get stuck with. That thing will move so quick.
This is one I really
I
want.
like that.
These Pena Trappers,
Yeah. How much?
$850.
His Riat made little front flippers that are in those traditional patterns look pretty rad too.
I like them
Yeah.
a lot too.
The X series.
Yep.
Yeah.
At
That's cool.
CCKS, I held one of his like 2 years ago. That's when he was doing the S35VN ones, the clip point. I don't remember what it's called, but one of the X series knives, and I really liked it. But S35VN and like $300, I was kind of out. But I think the new ones he's doing an M390, and they look like they're super well made.
There's a ladder.
I really want a Sebenza 31, but I'm waiting for the switch to S45.
Is there going to be that switch?
Yep, Tim said there was going to be a switch at some point this year.
I still don't want it.
Maybe then. It won't even matter to me because I'm going to buy a Damascus one anyways.
I'm just going to get a plain Jane one.
Because my small and my large 21s are both like regular Sebenzas. So I want to get a Damascus 31.
Wow. What is that?
Is that a friction
That-
folder?
It is. And the grind looks very poorly done.
Is that the Rat 2 that Steve modified?
I'm kind of scared to know what Steve did to that.
Yeah. You and me both.
Did you see the price of this before I clicked on it?
No.
What would you guess?
120.
Any other guesses on this copper and
$35.
Damascus?
I'm gonna say 85.
How about 369?
Gross.
Shit.
Gross. That
What
is-
an idiot. Who would buy that for almost $400?
It's a bent piece of copper with a Damascus
Even,
blade.
there's so many idiots out there, like myself included, and even me, I wouldn't buy that.
That's so ugly, and the grinds look so bad.
The Damascus looks like Pakistan.
Ugh. Urban Husky is handmade. Maybe in Pakistan it is.
Whoa, look at that Boker.
I think you need to add this one to your Boker collection.
Dude,
Flex is
there's
on the
another
Boker
one,
kick.
man. Yeah.
Alex
Wow.
needs all the Boker Magnums. Get the whole line.
I want the whole line. Look at that. It's like an 80-10.
Go.
Alex,
Well-
if you sell that Shiro you're carrying today, you could buy all the Boker Magnums.
You could.
Probably.
Think about how many more knives you'd have, and more knives equals more happiness. So,
Especially ones like this.
Yes, with the screen printed scroll work.
Dude, I should have done a YouTube channel just doing knives like that. That would have been great.
440.
What, cheap stuff?
Yeah.
You always still can.
Yeah, people
Yeah,
love that
I
shit.
couldn't have. No, you know what's funny? You guys say that, but I get tons of people bitching at me that like I'm showing stuff that's too expensive. I'm like, you know what? You want to see cheaper stuff? Go buy some knives and you go make a channel.
I love people who try to tell you like what videos to make. Not like, hey, it would be cool if you could review this, but like, why are you making videos about this kind of thing? It's like, make your own freaking channel, you idiot. I have
I
no
know.
patience for
Well,
people who try to tell you what to make.
It's fine. I mean, I get it, but basically the comment that I was getting from one guy in particular was, well, I don't think I'm subscribed to the right channel because, you know, everything you're showing here is just like, it's not even stuff I could ever buy.
Then
And like,
unsubscribe.
well, why are you commenting? Why are you here? Why are you subscribed? Like, if I'm not the right channel for you, then I'm not the right channel for you. You don't need to voice it. Just go.
Dude, look, when people say stuff like that, all I think is if you own a car right now, sell it, buy a bicycle, ride that shit to work, and you can buy a whole bunch of custom knives.
Right. Exactly. That's how I did it.
It cracks me up that people say they can't.
Yeah.
You could, you just don't want to. I had someone comment the other day on my video of like the top 5 Spyderco steels right now, and they're like, I disagree with this whole list. S35VN is the best knife steel ever made. I'm like, okay, for you. You go. I mean,
He's
I didn't even respond.
That is not the best knife steel I've made for anyone.
No.
Have you guys seen the Knife Steel Nerds book?
Yeah, I did.
I just bought it. I started thumbing through it last night.
Did
I'm
you?
excited to
Awesome.
dig in. Yeah, his writing style is good too because he made the whole book pretty approachable for people like me who aren't metallurgists but are interested in it. So it's good because he gives like there's a certain depth of the information that the people who really are experts are looking for, and it exists in there. But he's really good at like cutting it down to a level as he explains it to where the layman can understand what he's saying, and it's super thorough. It's a way thicker book than I was expecting to show up. It's like a full-on. It's quite the encyclopedia.
I thought about buying one, and I still might.
A Best Tech?
No. Later in this book. This does look pretty good, though. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, they're definitely interesting looking. Look at that plunge grind.
Love it.
It looks like it's from the future.
It looks thin. It looks very thin. Or maybe they just ground this bevel in at 30 degrees per side.
Maybe
it's the post-production shading that they put on that.
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
the black part right there that they just put in right to make it look like it's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm betting the picture knife doesn't even have very good grind.
I like the font of the M390. These are the things I look for now. The font. Somebody handed me a gas station knife the other day, and it had sheriff like on the side of it, and it was like in the most basic like Microsoft Word font I've ever seen.
Sheriff.
It was like the first font that came up on Microsoft Word. Like, yeah, fuck it, that'll do, and they just printed it across it.
The sheriff.
Their other life.
That's gonna be.
And why did they hand it to you to sharpen it?
No, he's like, it was one of my buddies. He's like, check out this piece of shit. Ooh.
The sheriff. Tom's that's your new nickname. We're gonna start calling you the sheriff.
Great.
I shot the sheriff.
With small
I
hands.
did not shoot the deputy.
I've handled one of these SOG Pentagon XRs, and they're actually really nice.
Everybody keeps telling me the new SOG stuff's actually pretty good.
It is. I don't like the studies and observation group printed across the front. Just put fucking SOG on it. I don't need the long version. The clip's
Look at that.
terrible.
Clip, yo.
It's like they couldn't decide if they wanted a spoon clip or a wire clip, and then said, why not both? And they just went with it.
You know what one of my big pet peeves is? When people make a loop over deep carry style clip and they position it down on the knife to where it's not deep carry.
Yep.
I don't understand. That's a perfect example of they made a deep carry style clip and then they put it a half an inch too low down the scale to where it's not actually going to the end of the knife. It doesn't make any sense.
Did y'all notice on the
Look,
on
you
the
know what?
dagger
You know what
grind?
else they're guilty of doing? They had that clip for a long time that fed in behind the scale and screwed to the liner. Which, great idea, whatever. The problem was the loop of the clip came up and went almost to the middle of the knife, so if you put it in your pocket, after like 20, 30 minutes, whatever, if you went to pull it out, it got caught on your pocket.
That's what she said. Well, I mean, I from what I understand, they've got new. They've got a new person that's doing all their kind of
Marketing?
I guess their marketing, but more than that, because it has to do a lot with the design of the knives too, the materials chosen and stuff. They're really trying to turn the brand around, and I think that's why it doesn't say SOG. It says Special Observations Group, is because they're trying to get away from that old, thing that they used to be known for.
Did y'all see that on the dagger grind that they sharpened even the back edge like for just a little bit?
Yeah.
Different. Well, there's 3 blade shapes of it. They had like a drop point, tanto, and the dagger. And the handles changed
I like that
too.
Tanto.
I do too. I actually like the drop point too.
Me too. Is this all the same knife, or are these different knives? Because they all look completely different.
I think it's the same knife. They just
Yeah, I think the handle is designed for each particular blade.
Oh no, this says Vision XR. This is the Pentagon XR. That's the.
Oh, maybe they're different then.
They look very similar.
Yeah,
The
they look
handles are just a
related,
little
but
different.
not the same.
Yeah. They're like Alabama cousins.
Kissing.
Yeah, look, my only thing is they did come up and they did change some designs that actually look appealing now, but they come in either disappointment or S35VN.
That was XHP.
Oh, look at this. Some custom. So actually, back out of that.
Tanto and XHP. What, the Jesse Giroux's?
Oh, see, that's not bad then.
And they say it's
look,
cryo.
there's that Savini box cutter I want.
I got some XHP for you right here.
I actually really like those Jesse Girazzo.
Those are cool.
That's another good example. See, so look, you see how much they're charging? It is like $5.95.
Mm-hmm.
That knife is actually $4.95. That $100 markup is Blade HQ.
Ew.
So if you go like on his Instagram, he's always selling cool stuff.
And guess what? He's not going to do. Charge you an additional 10% in taxes.
That looks very thin.
I don't know, actually. I don't remember if he charges taxes or not. I've been on his site before, but he's in Washington.
That looks incredibly thin. Holy shit.
Yeah, and they're really, really nice. It's a $495 custom knife that's handmade, and he's made them in compound grinds before and stuff like that. So, another good example of a very affordable custom knife.
I don't love his jimping, but it's a really good looking knife, though.
What's that handle material?
Looks like titanium.
It's titanium.
It's just got that weird brush stroke thing on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does these weird splash anos and stuff.
Huh.
AEBL. It's good
I
stuff.
thought it was fat carbon or something. It was just like less layers than usual when I glanced at it.
Here's another one.
See, this one he had on his website forever. Nobody ever bought it. I remember looking at it. I almost bought it a couple times, but I'm like, eh.
The only thing that bothers me about this knife is this screw.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
It doesn't bother me very much, but I understand that. But that handle looks really comfortable, and the blade looks really used.
His anal work is really funky.
Yeah, I like the way he does his stuff.
It's unique.
Kind of different. Yeah.
That one you're on is my favorite of the ones you've shown so far.
You like this one the most?
Yeah.
Kind of like a purplish color.
Looks gray to me. Am I crazy?
It's like a purplish gray almost.
This is where it gets into a fine line of who's colorblind and who's not.
Gold. they call it gold/magenta, so we're both wrong.
See, yeah, I don't like purple, so if it's purple, I'm out.
Yeah, it's purplish.
The stripes must be gold in the right light.
That's what magenta is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a lighter fuchsia.
Alex, the color expert.
Fuchsia.
Man. I want these.
That's too small for you, Tom, with your small little hands.
If I had unlimited money, I'd own one of these Wingman Sparks. So cool.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I got a Wingman EDC as well.
Did you?
Yeah, I got the a mini Dr. Death.
I thought you did show us that, the Mayo
Yeah.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did show you guys that. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I wonder
It's
if
really
this is on
well
purpose, this, antiquing.
Mine doesn't have that.
Alex, I might actually be thinking of being on Bob's podcast when you're talking about it. I don't know if you talked about it on here.
Bob's podcast?
On Knife Junkie?
Yeah.
But
saw
did
you
you
wrote
talk
that
about
the
the MDD here?
I thought he did.
Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe it was on Bob's podcast. The Thursday Night Live?
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, anyways, yeah, I got the mini Dr. Death. with that kickstop mechanism. It actually fires pretty hard. I was pleasantly surprised on how nice those are made. But I think after I review it, I might. I'm thinking about selling it.
Damn.
It's just something I wanted to check out, that kickstop mechanism, you know.
What'd you think of it, or is it just nothing special?
I thought it was really cool, actually. There's a lot of people say that it's, you know, it's nothing special. It's just a flipper tab that disappears, but that's what I like about it. It's, you know, it's my thing. Like, I like design-esque kind of stuff. I like that knife too.
The blade finish on this is sick.
Gabco?
No, it's a Desert Blade Works.
Looks like a Gabco.
It does. That blade finish, they're just calling it an acid stonewash, but it's like
Desert Blade Works.
it's like smoky. It looks like. Oh, that is absolutely sick. No jimping. I like it.
That's a win.
I really like that.
Actually, I've never heard of that knife made.
S90V.
It's S90V too.
Ceramic detent.
550.
Damn.
It's not
Cheaper
bad.
than a Gabco.
Comes with a burlap baggie.
That's class.
That's real class. So nice. Has anybody seen the ads for these, like, on Instagram and shit? These little AR multi-tools?
Oh yeah.
It's just so stupid.
Recoil.
Oh, these are actually little razor blades. Look, I got a razor blade that's shaped like an AR. Similar to the AR-15 platform, the tool goes together by combining the upper and lower receivers.
All
I
right,
think it would be cooler if it was an AR tool.
That would be, but it's not.
I think we've reached our potential.
Yes, I think we've exhausted all of our potential for this episode.
Oh, we need to do something for next time.
Yes, next time will be better. This was a shit show.
We said that last time, huh?
No, last time we had, what's Joe? We had Joe on last
Tom,
time.
you're looking like the
Oh, yeah,
night
that's
whisperer
right.
in your tank top right now.
What'd you say?
You're
The
looking
Night
like Joe.
Whisperer. you gotta flex like Joe. Say
Nah. I don't-
Sleeveless tee on.
I don't flex like Joe.
you gotta flex like Joe, man.
Nah.
CD's right here.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And remember, the Knife Whisperer loves you.
Every time he says that, I think he's talking through the screen to you, Alex.
I think he loves everybody, man.
I feel like he's
Not like-
just I feel like he's just saying it to you. He doesn't want to make you feel uncomfortable, so he says it for everybody.
Is that what it is?
He doesn't want to push you away.
Is that how you do it, Tom? Is
Yeah,
that how you get away with it?
that's how I
Nice. Yeah. Nah, I mean, I wish him luck. I think he's, got interesting going on with his YouTube channel, and that was like about, people who are kind of just all like wanting to jump in and get into the fun. So yeah, I sent him a couple of my Russian knives and to check out the
I
mechanics.
saw that.
Yeah, so he looked like he had fun with those, and I think he's gonna ship them back to me tomorrow or something like that. So, but yeah. And then I don't know if you guys know who Carlos EDC is.
Yeah.
I've seen the name.
Yeah, I let him borrow my my Norseman
Ooh.
because he thought he's like, oh, it's my Grail, it's this and that. I'm like, well, if you want to, see if it's really exactly what you thought it was going to be. But he seems to like it.
Hey, you can always send it to me. I'll cut with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll cut with it right after Gerald.
I just got a KME, so I'll practice sharpening on it.
Oh, now we're talking. that baby.
The perfect
With a
one to start on.
Oh.
RWO 34.
Yeah.
No problem.
We'll round off that
With the
stupid
recurve.
transition to the tip. It'll look great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet.
Take out the
I
recurve.
bet.
It's going
I
to
bet.
go from recurve to all belly.
I think that's a perfect one for Jake to learn on. I think you should send that to him. If he can sharpen that, he can sharpen anything.
Yeah.
Here, I'll send him this one.
Baptism by fire.
You could do this one.
Yeah. No, Jake, what you need to do is a Tanto.
It's a best tech. I'm okay with. Yeah, best techs are okay. You could resharpen these all you want.
Yeah, so far I've only sharpened my Azula 2, and then hopefully tonight I'm going to throw on, I've got a Boker Lateralis in D2. That could use a new edge because that's been like a beater worker knife for me for a while. And then, I don't know, I'll try something else. I got to start throwing more stuff on it and getting more and more proficient. But it went well on the first knife I did. I'm super happy with how that SE turned out.
How'd you do your like finishing or deburring strokes? Did you just keep going up and down, or did you make like nice sweeping motions?
So I was kind of just trying everything as I I started. For my like the end of the process on each stone, I was kind of doing like small like scrubbing motions. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it or the right thing to do, but I was just kind of trying to feel what felt like it was doing best.
Yeah.
And I had to do like a pretty significant kind of reprofile on it because it had a couple of chips because I'm super rough on that knife, and the last 2 times I sharpened it, it was on my Lansky, and the edges just weren't very good. So I took it to 19 degrees per side and just like reprofiled the whole edge on the 160 grit or whatever that lowest diamond stone is. And then, yeah, I worked all the way up to 1500 grit, and it came out pretty well. I was just kind of scrubbing away on it.
As long as you're getting good edges, and yeah, I mean they don't have to look pretty.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
looks pretty uniform. It's not like, yeah, it's not swirly or scuffed or anything. It looks like a pretty decent edge to me.
Did yours have the
Yeah,
little
to-
stopper?
To deburr on the KME, I go from heel to tip first,
Mhm.
and then tip to heel.
Mm.
Kind of in a one-pass type of scrubbing motion with the littlest or smallest amount of pressure you can.
Yep.
Like almost holding the stone off of the edge.
Okay.
And that pretty much gets rid of all the burr from me, unless it's just like a really poor heat treat or something.
Yeah. That makes sense.
See, I used to do it a little bit
Like-
different. I used to do like just edge leading, or like leading, you know, pushing into the edge, just from heel to tip, and then I'd go right back to the heel and keep doing that. I mean, there's so many ways that you can do it, though.
Yeah, I felt like mine, it went pretty well, and then at the end I just did a couple passes on a strop, and yeah, the edge, it's not like the greatest edge I've ever seen in my life, but I'd say it's like as good or better than the factory edge that came on this knife.
That's all that matters. You'll get better at it.
As long as you can stick it in a tree, that's all that matters.
Yes.
I can, and I will.
Oh.
All right, boys. I am going to excuse myself.
Yep. I think it's time to call it.
I think we should, because it was a clusterfuck today. I think we put it all together as best as we could, but yeah.
It came together somewhere in the middle there,
Yeah.
and then it kind of fell apart again.
Yep.
But it's whatever. So in 2 weeks we'll have a better plan. I know we
Yeah.
said that 3 weeks ago.
I know. I guess you know, I'm the only one here that, you know, can come up with topics.
I will commit to next podcast, I'll think of an intriguing topic that will get us all
Excellent.
into the weeds.
Excellent.
All right. So it's off me for once.
Yes.
Actually, it's been off me for like at least 5 or 6 episodes. Usually I have like a list, and then I have like all these knives and special guests. I'm losing it.
Hey
lately.
man, it's all right. All right, fellas. We will see all you guys in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching and listening.